Before Happy Gilmore, before Tin Cup, there was this. And can you believe it's been 45 years since this film came out? I may have only seen it one time, but I wanted to say the heck with it. Let's do a review of this film, which is an outrageously funny film. Here's my review of the one, the only Caddyshack. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1980s sports comedy flick Caddyshack, released by Warner Brothers for Orion Pictures. This was one of their early films before they went on their own. This film was directed by Harold Ramis, written by Brian Doyle Murray, Ramis, and Douglas King. The film stars a big all-star cast that includes Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield, Michael O'Keefe, and Bill Murray, and Ted Knight in his final film role, along with others. The film tells the story of a caddy vying for a caddy scholarship who becomes involved in a feud on the links between one of the country club's founders and a nouveau riche guest. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. A subplot involves a greenskeeper who uses extreme methods against an elusive gopher. The film was released on July 25th, 1980. Henceforth, today is the film's 45th anniversary. It eventually did become a big success and what have you. And it also boosted the career of Dangerfield, who was, well, just known primarily as a stand up comedian. So let's get into the story. High school student Danny Newman is anxious about his future and he hopes to go to college to avoid being stuck in a menial job with no prospects, but he is struggling to financially cover tuition. Danny works as a caddy at the exclusive Bushwood Country Club, catering to affluent clientele. Though he usually caddies for Ty Webb, a talented golfer and the free spirited playboy son of the club's co founder, Danny volunteers to caddy for the arrogant Judge Elihu Smales, the club's other co-founder and director of the Caddy College Scholarship Program. Meanwhile, mentally unstable greenskeeper Carl Spackler is tasked with killing a destructive gopher driven onto the course by work on the adjacent property development owned by Al Cervic. The fiery, eccentric nouveau riche developer attends the club as a guest, but his antics quickly annoy Smales. After one encounter, Smales angrily throws his putter, injuring an elderly guest. Danny takes the blame for the incident and to earn points with Smales. At Bushwood's annual 4th of July banquet, Danny and his girlfriend Maggie work as waitstaff. He becomes attracted to Smales' promiscuous niece Lacey Underall, who is visiting for the summer. She and Webb have a brief encounter. Later, Danny wins the Caddy Day golf tournament, earning him an invitation from Smales to attend the christening ceremony for his boat at the nearby Rolling Lakes Yacht Club. There, Zervik disrupts the ceremony and accidentally destroys the boat, while Lacey seduces Danny and they have sex in Smales' house. Smales returns home and catches him, enraging him as he chases Danny out of the house, expecting to be fired and have the scholarship revoked. He is surprised when Smales only demands that he keeps the misadventure a secret in exchange for receiving the scholarship. Unable to tolerate the uncouth Zervik's presence any longer, Smales announces that Zervik will never be granted membership. Zervik counters that he would never consider being a member and is only interested in buying the club. After an exchange of insults, Zervik proposes a team golf match with Smales and his regular golfing partner, Dr. Bieber, against Zervik and Webb. Although Webb is reluctant to play for money, he agrees to join and antagonizes Smales by saying that Webb's father never liked Smales. Against club rules, they agreed to a $20,000 wager on the match, which quickly doubles to $40,000. During the match the following day, Danny caddies for Smales but becomes frustrated with his constant cheating. Word of the wager spreads, drawing a crowd of club members and employees to observe the game. Smales and Beeper take the lead while both Zervik and Webb struggle. Zervik I'm getting tongue tied with these words, sorry, reacts to Smale's heckling by impulsively doubling the wager to 80,000 per team. When his own ricocheting ball strikes his arm, Zervik finds an injury and hopes of having the contest declared a draw, but learns his team will forfeit unless they find a substitute. Webb elects Danny, which prompts Smales to revoke the scholarship. But after Zervik promises to compensate him, he readily agrees to take Zervik's place. Now for the final act in the inning, you know the procedure. You got it. You have 5 seconds to stop this video at once. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid the ending spoilers. If you've seen this movie already, please continue once the 5 seconds are up. Okay, you've been warned. At the final hole, the score is tied. Judge Smales scores a birdie, requiring Danny to complete a difficult putt to draw even. Zervik raises the bet, offering double or nothing on Danny making the putt, which Smales accepts. Danny's putt leaves the ball teetering over the edge of the hole, seemingly costing him the game. At that moment, in his latest attempt to kill the golfer, Carl detonates plastic explosives that he has rigged around the golf course, shaking the ground and causing the ball to drop into the hole, handing Danny, Webb, and Zervik victory. Meanwhile, Carl coyly leaves the area after seeing the destruction his explosives have caused. Zervik demands the money from Smales, who refuses to honor the bet. Figuring this would happen, Zervik sends enforcers after him to ensure he pays up. Afterwards, he tells the crowd gathered at the main house that they are all going to get laid. The crowd celebrates. Elsewhere on the course, the golfer himself emerges from underground unharmed and dances to the big song from the film I'm All Right by Kenny Loggins. End of story. So what did I think of Caddyshack? Well, now I've only seen this one time in its entirety, but I am going to say this film is absolutely very, very funny. It became such a big hit, going on to make, well, originally it grossed 40 million at the domestic box office, but overall it made 60 million worldwide on its 4.8 to $6 million budget. And it was the first of a series of similar slob versus snob comedies. It has obtained a cult following and was described by ESPN as perhaps the funniest sports movie ever made. Please stand by. But of the whole, I found the film to be pretty funny and it was absolutely zany and what have you. It did so well, as I've already said, and it was met with underwhelming reviews in its original release, though, but it was, again, has gained a cult following in the years after its release. It's been positively reappraised by many film critics. The film holds 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, where they say, though unabashedly crude and juvenile, the film nevertheless scores with its classic slapstick, unforgettable characters, and endlessly quotable dialogue. Metacritic has a score of 48. Christopher Nolan gave this a pretty good review, saying they don't make them like this anymore. The plot wanders around the golf course and involves a half dozen elements, but if you simply dig the gopher, the K, and the Dangerfield, you're not going to be doing half bad. Well, Harold Ramis, may he rest in peace, noted in the DVD documentary that TV Guide had originally given the film 2 stars out of 4 when it began showing on cable television later on. But over time, the rating had gone up to 3 stars, and in 2009, he said, I can barely watch it. All I see are a bunch of compromises and things that could have been better, such as the poor swings of everyone except for O'Keefe. Now, apparently, Denmark was the only place outside the US where the film was initially a hit. And the distributor, however, had cut 20 minutes to emphasize Bill Murray's role. Anyway, the film was also second on Bravo's 100 Funniest Movies. The AFI film recognized the film in these lists. Number 71 on AFI's 100 Years, 100 Laughs in 2000. And AFI's 100 Years, 100 Movie Quotes, where at 92 we hear Carl saying Cinderella's story out of nowhere. A former greenskeeper now, about to become the Masters champion. It looks like America. It's in the hole, it's in the hole, it's in the hole. And in 2008, AFI's 10 Top 10, where it ranked as number 7 sports film. Anyway, I think Caddyshack proved to have a lot of fun swings. Yes, long before we even had films like Happy Gilmore or even Tin Cup, I think this film really takes a big swing at the ball. The golf ball, that is. Anyway, there would be some books made years later. There was one called The Book of Caddyshack, which was an illustrated paperback retrospective of the movie with cast and crew in question and answers interviews. And in 2018, there was a book called Caddyshack, The Making of a Hollywood Cinderella Story, detailing the making of the film. In 2001, Bill Murray, Brian Doyle Murray, and their brothers opened a themed restaurant inspired by the film at the World Golf Fields near St. Augustine in Florida. Yes, yeah. 3 more of these opened in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Orlando, and Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. I mispronounced that, so I apologize. But anyway, the brothers are all active partners and make occasional appearances at the restaurant. Anyway, the restaurant is meant to resemble the fictional Bushwood Country Club and serves primarily American cuisine. The 3 locations I just mentioned are now closed. Only the originals in St. Augustine, their flagship location, open to fans and diners. Bill Murray and 2 of his brothers were in attendance when another venue opened in Rosemont, Illinois in April of 2018. It has become such a big name in pop culture as well. It has a pretty good score from Johnny Mandel. There would also be a soundtrack as well, released on Columbia Records, where it included the hit single "I'm Alright," which was sung by Kenny Loggins, which was a pretty big hit, which ended up being the theme from Caddyshack, as a matter of fact. And that, I think, was really something. And that's a song I still hear to this day on classic rock radio. Maybe not classic rock, but, well, all sorts of genres classic music radio. You get what I'm saying, I hope. For the cast, we have Chevy Chase as Ty Webb. He was good. Rodney Dangerfield as Al Zervik. He was very good. Ted Knight as Mr. Smales. He was good. Michael O'Keefe played Danny. He was good. Bill Murray playing Carl Spackler. I'd say he was good. There was more. Sarah Holcomb played Maggie O'Hooligan, Danny's girlfriend. And Cindy Morgan played Lacey Underall. Anyway, there was a host of others. Brian Doyle Murray appeared in this as Lou Loomis, the head of the Bushwood Country Club's Caddyshack that Danny and Maggie worked for, and the manager of the Caddies. Oh, and the list could go on with some of these. But overall, I found this to be pretty good. 8 years later, there would be a sequel to this, but unfortunately, it got distant. And I hadn't seen that in ages, and it was a major dud at the box office. But anyway, well, in other words, let me rephrase that, it bombed. But the original Caddyshack, I think it's good and it's fun. So with everything I've said, I like its story, its cast, its characters, including the Gopher, the music and score. It's all good. So would I recommend Caddyshack? The answer would simply be hell yeah, go for it. You will be disappointed with. Just stay away from the sequel, though. I think I realized I don't think I'm gonna watch it. But if I do watch again, I will review it. But I'm not sure because it's been years since I saw that one. But we'll see. Stay tuned. Details to follow if that comes up. So, what did you think of Caddyshack? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Share my vids with your friends if you like as well. And join me next time when I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the new Happy Gilmore 2. Looking forward to that. So if you like this, check out my reviews for some of these other films. Well, I'll give you a couple of Chevy Chase films, two films he did after Caddyshack. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of National Lampoon's Vacation from 1983. The upper right-hand corner is my review of National Lampoon's European Vacation from 1980. I think it was 87 or maybe it was 86. I forgot. I think it was 86. Or if you would like, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of the one that started off for this, one of Adam Sandler's greats, Happy Gilmore from 1996. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.